Hey guys. Oh, sorry, my alien. He's really sad. He's been getting worn out a lot quicker these days. But welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Sarah, and I do the Sarah Upside Down show, is what I call it, because you just never know what's gonna actually go on or when I'm gonna show up, apparently. But I'll get to that in a little bit. Um, I just wanted to get on here to do a random quick video and just give an update on sort of why I've been kind of doing shorter videos and just trying to sort of advocate and do things in a different way. Um, I don't really even consider it advocating. I don't know if that's the right word, but just representing um, myself as an autistic individual. And if you're on my channel for other things, I also do stuff about mental health, and a lot of that's connected with autism. And then also, I throw in MBTI stuff and things like that that can kind of help uh, personality type and growth. Look, I got a new hat. I don't know why I said that. But anyway, uh, you know what I do? It's because I saw Gonzo over there and he said good vibes, and I was just like, rainbow. um, Love you, man. Good to see you on here. I am just like obviously in like high stress, so I'm just gonna be stimming and squishing this thing the entire time. But back to the topic. Yeah, so a little bit of ADHD stuff, a little bit of autism and mental health, and I kind of just like wrap the MBTI into that. Um, I've had a few people like starting to watch some of my older videos from last year, and uh, you know, years later you get one comment, but whatever, I'm still going because this is really helpful for me to get on and be able to like try to attempt to verbalize things about my life, about being autistic, and also about having CPTSD and being autistic and things like that. Which I haven't talked about as much because there's just a lot of still fresh stuff that has to do with some of that. But I will be sharing more on my CPTSD story and just some things that I know a lot of people on this channel have wanted to know for a while. I didn't really have a way to put it together as well as I would like or much at all. But I will be talking about a little bit of the things with my mom because I know a lot of the people that actually came onto my channel and maybe found it helpful later were actually on here whenever there was a missing persons case with my mom and um, our journey and things through that. I just haven't really been able to discuss. Um, and then there's other family things related with that, and it's been pretty difficult. But anyway, that's something else that I will be bringing into the near future, and some of the people that helped and supported that will finally maybe have some answers that you were waiting for. And I will try to get on next week and have a day and time when I'll be doing that because it won't be necessarily something that I would want kids or people that are not 18 or over um, for just specific reasons and maybe trigger reasons. Um, but anywho, that's a downer conversation right there. But um, I am actually doing this video right here for just autistics that struggle with chronic illnesses. This has been something that I've wanted to bring up for a while on my channel, and it's kind of the reason why I haven't been on my channel. I mean, it's not the only reason. I have had a lot of struggles with a family member and having an extra kid here and just a bunch of things that have been kind of hectic and stressful, and I'm trying to sort of just make my own choices on my life, which is really hard as an autistic person who's been controlled and scapegoated and things most of their life. I'm trying to make choices to do stuff like I did with karate and um, and just, be on my channel more. But it's been really hard with trying to manage like kids' activities and my executive functioning kind of going down. A lot of that has to do with having fibromyalgia. And so that is one of the top things that I struggle with as an autistic person with atypical illnesses, is really how I think of it as, because I know that there's so many other autistics with these specific rare, illnesses. Another that goes with my fibromyalgia is MCAS. And most of these I found out within basically a year, but I've tried for the past 5 or 6 to get help. Had a hard time, probably have PTSD from the medical field, just trying to get, into doors and stuff. But I finally ended up getting the fibromyalgia diagnosis and then the MCAS, and which means multi-cell activation syndrome. And I have a lot of resistance to histamine and basically the entire world. I'm allergic to humanity. I'm an alien. Wait, hold on. I'm an alien. No, but really, just it's like having allergic reactions to basically everything that is around you and that you eat and that you smell. And with having fibromyalgia, you get the double dose of sensory processing disorder, because I had it because I was autistic, and it comes with that a lot. And then, it's even more severe and hypersensitive with the fibromyalgia, which also connects to the PTSD stuff. So anyway, I keep getting on here and trying to like be consistent with stuff and try to provide the videos. But in reality, like, I really have to give myself some credit that I did it for that long straight. With everything that happened last year around this time, we were actually had just found my mom and just all this stuff. That was just a year ago, but I kept my channel going and I tried to keep it up as much as I could to still help other people. And it helps me to still have a voice somewhere. When you grow up in, certain environments and different things, later you just don't really feel like you have much of a voice. And I feel like those who are especially sort of more introverted like me, I'm like, I can talk a lot with people because I'm socially anxious, and another part of my autism. But in reality, I need to spend a lot of time by myself to process things, to process my thoughts, to gather what I'm even going to say if I go out in public or with people. Like, there's just a lot to figure out, and I need a lot of that time. And then I do still want to be able to talk to people and give advice and talk about the things that I've learned, or, pick their brain and, stuff like that, because that's normal, right? But a lot of times I'm just, I don't really, I'm pretty much always at home. I don't really, like, this is my job and I do it for free. And then, taking care of my kids and doing karate. But like, I don't really have much of my own social groups. I have online communities with autistic people. But a lot of times, other than the issues of all of those things and having these social anxieties, it creates a lot more anxiety when you have chronic illness as an autistic person, because you already feel kind of like an outcast or different, or like you've tried to fit in your whole life. Like, obviously I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just like a 5-year-old. And I have about 5 different versions of these hats, because not only do they look cool, they shade my stupid sensitive eyes from all the sensitivities that I have. So like, it blocks the sun, and I don't always have to wear sunglasses because that's a sensory thing. Like, I just hate having stuff on my face. So but anyway, where was I? ADHD. That's why this thing's head's like almost off. Maybe by the end of this, I will have it ripped off, and that'll be a fun part of the show. But yes, having chronic illnesses and also going out into social groups and trying to do things like that. Like, for instance, I'm standing right now because I can't sit down because I'm in too much pain. Like, that's my reality. And sometimes I've got to just lean on this guy, like, what's up? Yeah. And I got one that was like blinged out when I picked out my cane, because if it wasn't going to be that, it was going to be like a pirate ship, telescope, whatever. Anyways, y'all know what I'm saying when the pirate gets the thing out. Yeah, anyways, I saw one on Amazon that had that. But yeah, sometimes I gotta pop this thing out and lean on it, and it's like really frustrating because like I'm 30 and people think that just because I look fit like I do, because I just really work hard on staying healthy, that like I'm faking it, or I don't really have these issues. But like, no, right now my hip hurts, my whole left side of my leg is cramping, and it kind of honestly makes me want to do nothing, but I have to keep moving, and I have to I got priorities and stuff. So, because I'm a parent, and a wife, and I have to help with my family. So, going out and trying to do stuff with friends, sometimes like I'll have it all planned or I'll want to do that, and I either have a meltdown because I've been overloaded sensory wise. I'm having sensory overload. I'm having anxiety, whatever. And then I have an autistic meltdown. So that could be a reason that it's hard. Like, I don't like ghosting people or whatever. So I just, I try to make sure I'm still going to make it, even if I don't feel super great. And I'm working on having, some limitations with that. And then, when you actually get in the group, it's just another thing that, if you're not in a group that understands, or maybe even other fellow neurodiverse people that have chronic illnesses, or, just that understand those things, or have another loved one that they have looked into it, at least for whatever, like it can be really hard if there's not that understanding. Then you're just kind of like hanging out there in complete pain, sitting in a chair and trying to and like laugh and stuff with everybody, but like you're just dying internally with pain. I mean, it sucks. It's not funny, but I'm all for self-deprecating humor, and I'm working on that. But yeah, it's also just, another thing about it, and I'll probably have a whole episode about this, but like trying to get a job or have a job with that understanding, like accessibilities for sensory processing disorder, needing to sit down or stand up, or, you just start getting on a list because you start having like accumulating chronic illnesses. And I also have osteoarthritis and a whole list of other things that goes under, the fibromyalgia and MCAS. So, it's like an accumulation of things, and that's how you get this one big, just crap diagnosis of horrible, that, requires you to barely eat any food if you want to enjoy your life and not feel like as much horrible every day. Yeah. You have to do a lot of mindfulness stuff. You have to keep yourself up and, not feel down about not being able to get a job or function. Like right now, I feel like my brain's sort of on fire, and trying to do YouTube and feeling like I do every so often, or it not being predictable. It's like, well, I'm not going to be predictable, and I really hate that, because I keep wanting to have like at least an episode a week. And the only way that I think I'm going to be able to do that right now is to do lives, which I also really love doing. I like being able to edit my videos and make it more fun and all that. But in order to be engaging with the viewers, I just want to create that consistency with my channel. Like, even if I'm getting on here for 5 minutes talking about one thing, or 10, I'm not letting my chronic illnesses win. Like, I still can get on, but I have this sort of mindset of like, I'm not able to do it all these ways, these ideas that I have. So I'm an INTP and I just quit. Like, if I can't see like the rationality enough and I start to get lost too much in my thoughts, then I just kind of procrastinate, but like non intentionally, and then just kind of don't ever get to it. But for me, I have no concept of time because I'm also dyslexic. So like what may be like weeks or months for some people is seems just like days for me. Like, it just, time passes a little bit different in my neurodivergent brain. So, but I still know that it's been too long that I haven't gotten on, and I try not to put pressure on myself as someone who suffers with these things to be perfect, to be there every week. Like, in reality, like, I'm autistic and I'm trying to do content. I'm trying to have a voice, and I'm trying to give a voice for maybe someone who can't speak or who can't get on here and may relate to some of the things that connect with my life as an autistic and someone who suffered with past traumas and things like that. I am rambling, but anyway, chronic illness is horrible, and but I'm learning that it is possible for me to still do the things I want to do, but I do have limits, and that's okay. Like, I don't have to keep on pushing myself too far or putting myself in just a horrible box, because I don't need to be in any boxes. I'm like outside the box all the time. So I don't need to be put in a box or put myself in there. And just because I have these chronic illnesses, because I may not be able to have like, the dream job or, do as many things, I'm still able, and I'm not going to ableist myself. I'm still able to provide something even with suffering from and struggling with these chronic illnesses. And this is why I do this channel. It's because I want to help motivate other people. So if I'm over here like just not feeling like I can even do anything, then how am I going to like tell someone else that they can? And so, yeah, my like illogical logic tells me if I'm going to be a hypocrite, I should probably just quit doing anything. That's not really helpful. So, and sometimes your own logic is not, it's not always right. It's just not always right. And I'm just trying to really work on, cutting myself some slack, doing the stuff how I can. And this is in other areas of life. Like, dude, my leg is just, I can't. I'm like, this is why I needed to stand up during this video, because I either made a stem or stretch. At the moment, I'm even taking a break from karate because I've done like a good amount of competitions and I've worked really hard, and got my little trophies, which I don't usually show off, but ta-da, because, whatever. Now I'm feeling a lot of pain and going through a lot of frustration with that, with just sort of grieving what life I could have without these chronic illnesses. And that's okay. That's like a process, but I've been not grieving it super good because I've had so many other things to grieve, and I've lost so much in my life in the past year and a half. And I've lost a lot of, I guess the, just growth, because it's easy to slip back down into and just to frustration about having these things, not feeling like I can do much, and kind of going into what I see as like a TI-SI spiral, because, and in MBTI terms, that's like me thinking introvertedly and then getting stuck in all the details, and just, it goes into a spiral in those cognitions that are really unhealthy for me, because then I feel like I'm just stuck. I'm just stuck in there, and I need to get out and move forward, because that's what I'm good at. I'm good at looking into the future. No, I'm not, like, I was going to name someone from the Matrix, but I forgot. I'm not an oracle or whatever, but like just being able to have goals and ideas and just think about stuff that is, in the future. And when I get stuck in the present and the details, because like those are not my functions naturally, I will just get too picky, and my OCD and stuff like that also goes along with my autism and all those things. The OCD and the anxiety and stuff is what comes more on that TISI spiral for me. And for, I'm like stuttering, for someone like me, like I need to be able to have more ideas. I need to be able to think outside the box, and I need to be able to kind of see like the bigger picture around me. I'm like using my hands like they're a tornado, but I need to be able to do that. And so getting stuck in those modes, while they may be healthy for someone else, is negative for me. And if I'm overthinking about all my illnesses and what I can't do about it and what I can't eat and there's a lot of can'ts, honestly, when you have chronic illness. Like you feel like there's such a big rule book that like it's like bigger than the biggest dictionary. Okay, that's exaggerating, but it seems like there's just so many rules that you have to make for yourself that you like have less and less options. And I like to have options. So it can be frustrating. And, none of these things are an excuse for me not progressively doing stuff on my channel. I've tried to put little things out here and there, but it's more saying that I let that be an excuse for me, because I would get stuck in that circle. But there's still ways that I can do stuff and that you can do stuff in your own way and in your own time. And if you feel like it has to be like everybody else's videos or like how they're doing stuff, like, well, that's not going to get you further, because I mean, it doesn't for me. I never really did this because I saw everybody else's videos. If anything, like a lot of the other autistics on YouTube helped me a lot. And it actually just gave me inspiration, like listening to the Aspie World and Asperger's on the Inside and Purple Ella and all of them just gave me the inspiration to want to speak about what helps me or my story, and or the things that I struggle and suffer with and what I do about them. But it didn't make me want to do it just like them. And so whenever you get into those ways or whatever thinking, like you have to remember what you were actually doing it for in the first place. And I have to keep going. And I'll just stick to what I say as best as I can, and try not to procrastinate. So I hope y'all keep coming to my channel. I did not ditch out forever. I am back again. And I hope to provide more content that is, helpful or relatable, and can help, us grow together. Yeah. But I am about to head off of here because I have to get groceries and I have therapy, and I love therapy. Therapy is good for you. Find a good holistic therapist. Mine is awesome, and she's from Austria, and that makes it even cooler. So There's nothing shameful about needing that, especially if you've had any trauma in your life or, you know, just are struggling with even something that seems small to other people, may be big to you. And it also helps, it always helps to have an outside uh, opinion, advice, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I have been losing my words a lot. And I know it seems like because I have a lot, well, that doesn't mean I know how to communicate completely. And sometimes, whenever I go through so much executive dysfunction, I just will space out a lot and lose my words a lot. Apparently, that's an issue with fibromyalgia as well. So I just get a double whammy of everything. Um, but I take breaks when I need to and try to prevent burnout as much as possible. And if you need more videos on burnout or how to try to prevent that, go to Asperger's on the Inside. I love his channel. He has a lot of good information about burnout and time management, and also stuff with making friends, because I know I also sort of suck at that. Um, and I swear it's not just my fault. So, but he has a lot of like tips and things that he's learned through that. So just giving him a shout out because I love that guy's stuff. But I'm going to head out so that I can go take care of life. And I will see y'all hopefully next week on Wednesday, because I want to try to do this on Wednesdays. So if you want to come, I will be trying to do it at 1 o'clock Central Standard Time on Wednesdays, and y'all can interact in the chat box, chat to each other, whatever. Maybe I'll add some fun stuff on here. Or y'all could send me a new squishy, because guess what? I forgot what I said I was going to do. Oh, no, I didn't get it that time. Ah! Yeah, poor alien. He's in half now. So I need a new cool squishy. If anybody wants to be awesome and send me a cool squishy, maybe I'll send you a Starbucks drink in return. See y'all later. Have a good week.